Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk. How are you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Well, today I'm going to be doing a bit of Roman road walking because I know some of you guys out there, you love the Roman history stuff that I do. Now, recently I was walking a section of Roman road near where I live, and today I'm going to walk two further sections and I'm going to share it with you guys. So today, the area where I am, it's in Stalybridge. It's a place called Carrbrook, and to get here I've come off Huddersfield Road and I've walked up Beesham Lane and I've turned left when I get right to the end, and that'll bring me to the start of this walk. Now in a moment I'll be walking through a beautiful little hamlet called Sun Green. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the two maps. I've got a modern Google Maps and I've got a historical map from over 100 years ago which has the Roman road stated on it, and I'm going to overlay those two so they match up, and I'll just point out where the Roman road is. So there's two sections of Roman road that I'm going to walk and show you today. Now the first section, what I'm on the way to now, it's not very well known about at all that it was a Roman road. Now it's on maps of over 100 years ago, but I think it's just sort of fell out of local public memory mainly, and yeah, there's not that many people who know it was actually a Roman road. So we'll get to that in a minute. Second section of Roman road, which I'll get to later, it's more widely known as a Roman road still. So in a moment I'll be passing through this lovely little hamlet called Sun Green, and after that it's a bit of a steep climb up to this old Roman road, so we'll get going. So we're going up this steep part in a minute. As you can see, we're right on the edge of the Pennine foothills. So I always seem to forget about this little steep bit up onto the Roman road. It always greets me as quite a pleasant surprise. No sarcasm there. Now, that's the steep bit done. When you get up here, you'll notice there's a sign. This sign says Pennine Bridleway, Carrbrook 1 mile. Now, this is a section of the Roman road actually, and also going back the other way to Brushes Valley. On the other side of Brushes Valley, you've got that bit of Roman road I was walking recently. Right folks, so now we're up here, we're actually walking across the route of the ancient Roman road now. Now it's just labelled as the Pennine Bridleway, but this is the actual Roman road route. It's probably under here somewhere. Certain sections of this route have been excavated further along. So yeah, if you are into ancient history like me, and I'm deep into ancient history, there's nothing better than actually walking ancient history, actually literally walking the Roman roads rather than just read about it in books. And yeah, I think it just gives you much more depth to history when you actually walk it yourselves. So there are isolated buildings along this route, and it must be nice having somewhere so quiet and chilled to live, but I imagine it's very difficult in winter when these roads get snowy and icy. It's not really a road really, it's a track. Definitely need a 4x4 or something. Now when I say ancient Roman road, I imagine this ahead. What you can see now is what most people imagine, it's what I imagine. And there is some cool sections like this still. So we've got a nice viewpoint from up here now. So we've got this Roman road going along the edge of the Pennine Hills, the very foothills actually. Now in a moment it dips down and goes through Carrbrook village, and we kind of lose the road under the village, but we can pick it up again on the other side of Carrbrook village. Now see that hill on the edge there, that's where Buckton Castle is on top of there. Now running along the edge of the moor just underneath Buckton Castle, you might be able to see it, there's Moor Edge Road, and Moor Edge Road is the known Roman road that runs along the edge of the moor under Buckton Castle. So we're going to go through Carrbrook village in a minute, and we'll pick up the Roman road again the next section on the other side. So when we talk about Roman roads, I mean, I imagine me included, we imagine the Roman legionnaires walking along these roads with their plumes of bright colours in the helmets, and the, you know, the classic Roman legion armour, which is like the metal bands, which is the lorica segmentata. Now the actual reality of the Romans that were probably in this area is we know that all the forts in this area, they were manned by Roman auxiliary troops, which were a bit different than the legionnaires. These were the local troops they conscripted from the countries that they had conquered. So we had like auxiliary troops from different parts of the empire that they'd conquered, and they put, like say the conquered places in Germany that have German auxiliary troops which they'd you know, conscripted into service. Now the auxiliaries, they wore slightly different armour. They usually wore chainmail, or they wore scale armour, which is a bit different than the legionaries, and they also had rounder, well, like oval shields, bit different than the Roman legionnaires, and they usually had swords which were longer than the Roman gladius. It's more like I think it's a spatha or spartha. So there was a bit different in the way they dressed, and also that these weren't Italian citizen troops. These were like conscripted from the different Roman regions that they'd conquered. So the image we have of Roman soldiers in the area is just a little bit different than what we've probably imagined. So something that amuses me is in the UK you get a lot of stories about people seeing ghosts, you know, Roman ghosts on Roman roads. What makes me laugh about this is you often hear these stories in pubs, you know, and it's always a Roman centurion that someone's seen. I've seen a ghostly Roman centurion, or a ghost of a centurion. Now, a centurion, they were like the captain in charge of about a century of men, 100 men, but more often it was about 80 men. So why was the ghost always seems to be of a Roman centurion, which is the captain, when, you know, there was far more Roman troops under him? So yeah, just makes me laugh. Right, so I'm just walking through Carrbrook village now, past the nice little duck pond they have here. I wish I'd brought some food. I do like feeding the ducks. I like feeding pigeons as well. I do like pigeons. I think they get treated quite cruelly at times. People letting the kids kick them and stuff. I like to feed them. The actual reason pigeons hang round people and they appear quite tame is because that's what they've been bred to do. They've been bred to like people and to trust people. So it's always upsetting when you see people try to kick them and stuff. So yeah, I do like to feed the pigeons as well as the ducks. So Carrbrook village that I'm walking through, it's actually a really nice little quaint village, if you just ignore all the orange bollards at the moment. So directly across from me, that's Castle Hall Lane. Now I reckon that was the route of the Roman road before we get on to what I know is definitely the Roman road. So what I'll do now is I'll get the Google map out again and I'll overlay it with the older map that has the course of the Roman road marked on it. And I've put a green arrow next to the Roman road so you can see, but I've managed to match these maps up quite well. So after looking at the map, there should be some farm buildings coming up in a moment. Now when we get to those, we just turn up a little bit and then we should be onto the Roman road. There's a lot of very historical buildings in this area. Now we need to turn up a bit up here and we'll be on the Roman road. So this is the next section of Roman road. It's also known as Moor Edge Road. Again, following the bottom of the foothills of the Pennines. So I have noticed that I've got quite a lot of new subscribers lately, so cheers guys, it really helps, really encourages me to keep doing these videos and it helps spread the channel. And for all of you guys that have been subscribed for a while now, cheers, really appreciated it, you guys rock. So if you're watching this video today and you have enjoyed it, then please give us a like and a subscribe and welcome on board. So we've got the wind really picking up now on the edge of this moor. It's quite an atmospheric place and there's something quite gothic, I think, about walking an ancient Roman road on the edge of the moors. But besides its historical interest for me, it's actually a really nice chilled out place to go and walk. It's always pretty quiet and it's great beneficial to your health, for your mental health, for your well-being and for your physical health. So if there's any part of this walk I would expect to see a Roman ghost, it might be this section here. It's quite atmospheric. It is getting dark soon, so I did bring my headlamp today, so you know I don't want to get caught in the dark. And yeah, I'll be using that if it gets much darker. I mean, as walks go, this is ideal, isn't it? Beautiful surroundings, bit of exercise, bit of history. Perfect for unwinding and de-stressing. So I've been working on the music project that I've been doing a bit more. There should be a new track out within the next few weeks and quite an exciting one that if you like spooky stuff, I think you'll like it. So eventually this section of road would lead towards Castleshaw Roman Fort. Now some sections of the road have they've been built over and you know you can't walk them today, but some sections like these you can. So in a moment it dips down, it turns down there and it goes towards Mosley. Now today I'm not going to go down to the end and turn into Mosley because where it brings me out in Mosley is very difficult to get back home from, so I'm going to turn around in a moment. So I'm going to wrap this video up in a moment, so I hope you enjoyed coming with me today on this little walk, exploring some further sections of Roman Road. So until the next video, don't forget, be different, stay weird and stay free. Bye.